Yeah, so last time we didn't get a proper introduction to, because I wasn't recording.
Yeah. Stuff happens, man.
Nah, I hear you. But we got Stacy Brown here, one of the best in the community. He's known for him and his father's thermal footage that's probably top 5 to 10 footage that's really out there, if you ask me. And you had Cliff Barackman do all the numbers. He did all the mathematics on where you were, all the distance, and he came to a conclusion that it was at least 8 to 5 foot tall.
Yeah, 8 to 8.5 foot tall. Yeah.
And definitely one of my favorites. You never stopped doing your thing. You kept pushing. You got more sightings. You got your own channel now. I definitely respect that you never stopped, and I appreciate that you're even on the podcast, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, bud. It's it's nice to be here, buddy.
I appreciate it. So we talked about the thermal footage last time.
Yep.
I guess we'll just go right into if you have any other stuff that you want to talk about, any other sightings.
I guess be honest with you, I had a sighting this last weekend.
Really?
Like since I talked to you. So on our expedition, we went out to this place, the Western Sloughs, and the way that road's set up, you go like a couple miles and you're just driving right into the swamp.
Down in Florida?
Yeah. So you're just driving straight out towards the river. Okay. And a little ways before you get to the river, the road hangs left and then it just goes for miles, right?
Gotcha.
And stops. Meanwhile, you were in like some of the thickest swamp. It's like they just seriously cut a damn road for no apparent reason out into the thickest part of the swamp,
Yeah.
So, we're out there and like there's 4 vehicles and we're kind of spread out, right? There's like a mile and a half in between each of us. And we were seeing a light down the road and I was like, what the hell is that light? And so I start walking to it. Now I'm walking down the road and the road is straight. So I can see a long ways down this road. I could see about a mile, okay, I would say, down this road, really far. And I don't know, maybe it wasn't a mile, but it was really far. It was over half a mile.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I'm looking and I see this thing run from the right to the left, stop in the road, and then go to the left again.
And this is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. And it looks like a human, right? No. At that distance, you can see 2 arms and 2 legs, but you can't see much else. You can't see no detail. You can't tell if they got clothes on. You just see a hot heat signature right there. It's like a human. Looks human. And I had texted Richard. I said, I just seen one of y'all. And then he sent me a picture of them all sitting in the back of the truck. He's like, we're in the back of the truck, bud. And so I thought they were in one place, but they were actually a little bit further around a curve. And so what I thought was, because I knew they were slightly around the curve, I didn't know they were that far. But I thought they were walking the road, and maybe that light we were seeing was them shining their flashlight. That light we were seeing was them shining their flashlight through the woods. They weren't shining their flashlights. They just had the lights on at their truck.
Copy.
Right. And us seeing it through the trees looked like it was from where they were at. It looked like it was in the road. You know what I mean? It was like we were seeing it at a weird angle. And then when he texted me that and told me, hey, we're all sitting at the truck, I started walking. And I guess I should back up. Before this happened, we pulled up and we all got in our positions and we waited for 30 minutes. Nobody made a sound. You just hung out around the vehicles for 30 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
And the goal there is, if they're in the area, they're going to make a sound to each other.
Right.
If we don't hear nothing after 30 minutes, we go to another spot. But always before we go to the other spot, we'll do a call. We kind of figure, hey, this spot's spent. We'll do a call. Maybe we'll get lucky. So the furthest team does a call. Second team does a call. We do a call. The first team, we can't hear them. We can hear the second team. But the first team did their call, and then they got a reply. Like right before the second team went off.
Okay.
And then the first team was like hearing knocks. Now the first team's probably 2 miles from me. Okay, down this road. And that's why I started walking when they were saying they were getting replies. We didn't hear no reply, but I started just kind of walking. And then I seen the light. But anyways, when I was walking down, after Richard told me that they were all sitting in the truck, I started walking down to where I seen it. And there was a kid there, and he was going to get ahead of me, and he's like, tell me when to stop. And I'm like, brother, we are way down. We got to go down the road.
No.
But he's a piece ahead of me, right? And so we're walking down the road, and he hears something in the bushes. And when I get up to where he's at, I look over, and there's like a spot where you can turn your car around because the road's really small.
Yeah.
But there's a spot where you can turn your car around. And I see that, and I look over because we weren't to the point of where I thought it was yet. But I see that, and I look over, and there's like tracks right through the damn leaves coming up out of the ditch. Big tracks. And I'm like, okay, this must have been the place. I actually did see something. We all meet up, and Joey tells me, he goes, oh, Max saw something on thermal too. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, he was looking out there in the woods in front of where we were parked. It's like, oh, I see Richard. Brother, Richard's like 1.5 miles away.
All right.
You didn't see Richard, and Richard's in the exact opposite direction than where you were pointing that thing. So
Copy.
When his daddy told him that ain't Richard, he went and got in the car, and he was done. He said, fuck this. He was done. But pretty cool, man. So we found last weekend we found a bunch of tracks. And the reason we went to Western Slough, because Friday night we heard knocks coming from over there. Okay. Western Slough is like, we were in Goose Pasture, and then there's the Wassissa River, and then right on the other side of Goose Pasture is like the Western Slough. Copy. So we had heard knocks, and then they were like, "Yeah, we want to hit Western Slough tomorrow."
What part of Florida is this? Sorry to cut you off.
This is North Florida, up around like the Osceola area. So like in between Perry and Wakulla County, there's like 4 big rivers. You got the Econfini, the Osceola, the Wassissa, and the St. Marks River. And then even if you go even a little bit further, even though there's kind of a little bit of development, you got the Wakulla River right there. But if you just stick to these 4 rivers, in between these 4 rivers, brother, it's nothing but like refuge and protected wildlands. It's just swampland.
Gotcha.
You know. But it's cool because it's a hard place to squatch. And what we do in that, because it's so
is it
what's
like
that?
swampland or
yeah, yeah,
swampland?
Yeah, a lot of gators, a lot of hogs, real muddy. It looks like you're in like Tarzan or something. The palmettos are like over your head. The rivers are just like clear, you know. It's really cool, but it's a hard place because like just the Osceola Wildlife Management Area is 70,000 acres. And you've got multiples in there, right? So, and I believe we're probably my buddies seem to think there are like 30 living in there. I don't think that. I think maybe there's like 10 living in that whole area. And so when you're trying to find maybe 10 in a vast area, we just repeat going to the same spots that we know they've been before.
All right. Copy.
In the hopes that they're going to come back and we're going to be there when they do.
No.
It's a long shot, but it's better than just like, oh, well, yeah.
No, it makes sense.
You know, you can continue to try new spots every night. You know what I mean? You can go to somewhere new every single night. That place is so massive. So we just stick to where we think they may, or where we know they have been, and then which a lot of times doesn't anything happen. I mean, I would say it's most times, probably like 95% of the time, don't shit happen.
Gotcha.
But those few times, like this last weekend, you know, it gives you fuel to make it to the next pit stop. No. It makes you want to push harder. Like I want to go back out there now, you know, except for the ticks. Like I removed like 30 ticks from my body.
No shit. Yeah,
yeah.
I hear you on that.
They got this disease now to where you can't eat red meat if you get it. Like some certain disease from a tick will give you an allergy to red meat.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
I'm fucking hoping I don't catch nothing like that because, like, damn, you could never have a burger, never have a steak.
Gotcha.
Or you get deathly ill.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going up to the Adirondacks. I want to start going up there. My family has a camp that's up in the Hague. It's like miles from anywhere else. There's no roads up there. I want to start going up there.
Yeah, man, you need to, dude. You just go up there and do your thing. Like, the thing about Bigfooting is people are they're always trying to try certain things that are already known, like the yells and the tree knocks and stuff. And just go out there and have your Bigfoot experience, because it's going to be different than everybody else's. It's going to happen under different circumstances. You know, just go out there and I think people are better off just like setting a good vibe
No.
and hanging out, you know.
Let them come to you.
Yeah, let them come to you. If they're there, they'll come. I promise they will. You just got to be in a spot where they can be. You know,
Right.
maybe where you're going up there, maybe there's a spot where there was one scene or something,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, I don't know how respectable the BFRO is, but there's a bunch of sightings right near there on the BFRO. I don't know.
Hey, there may have been, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the reports. Okay, so like BFRO is not making their reports up. People are telling them that stuff.
Right.
Now, whether those people are lying or not, who fucking knows?
Right.
But you can trust that report at least to that far that, you know, they actually got given that report.
No.
You know, it may be sanitized. That's the one thing the BFRO would do. If you said you saw lights with it, they'll leave that shit out.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
You know, but as for the reports, they don't make them up. People do tell them those reports. They just, you know, whether it's like a report from anybody. I could tell you reports that I just got in Kentucky. I just got one from a graveyard in West Virginia. The guy's got pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know if that shit's real.
Yeah.
All I can do is present it. If you're trying to base your thing of operations of where you should start at, you know, it's not a bad place to try to start. You know, hey, there's a history of sightings in here. You could go further with it. And like, of course, wherever you're going, there's a town. They have a newspaper. If you want to research, that's part of being a researcher too. You know, you call that paper and be like, yo, I'd like to see about your records. Maybe they have a wild man story or something like that in that area from 100 years ago that's been buried. So you could, you know, research that way to try to find stuff out. You could simply ask people in town.
No.
Like when I first rolled to Mayaca, we went to a damn restaurant and I asked the waitress, I said, hey, we're here looking for Bigfoot. Do you know of anybody who might have seen one? She laughed and said, no.
No.
And then like 5 minutes later, she comes back with a guy's phone number and she's like, I can call him if you want me to call him. This is the local Bigfoot guy. He's the one that's always talking about Bigfoot on his property. And so then this guy comes up there and meets us at the store, fills us in, gets us in touch with like 10 other people that had seen it.
Copy.
Starts getting us on all these properties. He ended up being a lifelong friend of mine until he passed away.
Nah, no shit.
You know, but dude, just go into a town. Like we went into a town, Helen, Georgia one time, and we were there Bigfooting. And what my team would do is we would break up in town and we would walk around to the different shops and just ask people, hey, we're Bigfooting. We're trying to see if anybody, we would literally stand in the damn, like the lobby.
That's smart though.
And ask, say, hey, sorry to interrupt everybody. I'm just wondering if anybody's here seen a Bigfoot. And we walked into a realtor place and said that. And she goes, actually, the people staying in one of our properties said they seen one last night. And then she put us in touch with them. And then next thing you know, that cabin rental place gave me a free 4-day weekend at that same location just to spread the word on the internet and to do a Bigfoot investigation.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro. And that it's just, you never know where it's going to go. Sure, it's kind of, nervous and odd to just be asking random people about Bigfoot, but
Right.
are you trying to fucking find Bigfoot or not?
Right. You gotta do what you gotta do. Right.
Yeah, you got to get the word out, and you got to get the information, because the people, like the town you're going to that you're talking about, if there's Bigfoot there, the people that live there know about it.
No.
Maybe not all of them, but somebody in that town knows about the Bigfoot shit.
Right. I'm definitely gonna do that. I appreciate that. Facts.
Yeah, we're with the Alabama Bigfoot Project. We're about to have a town hall that's really not like a conference. It's going to seriously be just that, a town hall where, like, I'm going to give a presentation, and then we're just going to, like, the local community, hey, where are y'all having reports at? Because the people that are going to come, if you advertise it well enough, the people that are going to come are going to be your people that have seen them.
All right.
Or that they're interested and they want to hear about it, but there's going to be people in that audience that have seen them and they want to talk to somebody, and they came up there to talk to you about it.
No, it makes sense.
No. And it's just the way it is, man. It's the way you got to do it, unless you already know of an active spot. But a lot of people, the researchers will go to different places all the time. You know what I mean? And Bigfoot at different places. In actuality, it's just best to stay at one spot. Put all your time into one spot. Always walk that one property, because you need to know the property.
All right.
When you hear a sound from one of them, when you turn and look and you realize what direction it came from, you need to visually be able to see what that property looks like in your mind.
Right.
Is there a place over there they could be hiding?
I need to get some thermals. I got night vision, but I need to get some thermals. I just got some night vision though, but I'll definitely have to get some thermals. But
hey, hold on one second, brother. I gotta get a damn charger for my laptop.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. 1 second.
Yeah, this light keeps going off on mine too. I don't know why.
All right.
I guess I'll keep it pushing. So do you think the government knows about them? And if they do, why do you believe that they keep it away from us?
Well, okay, I'll answer that like this. I seen a Bigfoot.
No.
Okay. Whether you believe me or not, when I go to sleep tonight and I lay there in my head before I go to sleep, before I drift off to sleep, you know that moment when you're just laying in the bed and you're about to sleep, but you're in your own head?
Yeah.
In that moment, I know Bigfoot's real. So it doesn't matter if you or anybody else believes me. When I go to bed, that's what's going to happen.
Right.
If I know in that moment that Bigfoot's real, I would be foolish to think that the federal government doesn't know as well.
No, that's a fact. All right.
Because I'm not special. Many other people have seen them too. You know, it's not just me. There's a lot of people that have seen them.
All
And
right.
so if that's the case, the federal government with their thousands of employees who are out in the forests all the time, they got to know.
No, that's a fact.
You know, and why they would hide that from us, I don't know. Are they some type of human? That's probably what it is.
I've heard the stories from rangers and the sheriffs and all the guys, military.
Are they some type of demons?
Right.
Like, what's the reason you're hiding it? Because they hid the UFO stuff.
Yep.
And you've got the vice president saying that he believes the UFOs are demons.
I just watched that today. Yep.
Yeah, and then Matt Gaetz is talking about in Crestview, Florida, an officer came up to him and told him that they got damn places around the country, 6 to 12 places where they were breeding aliens and humans.
Copy.
Brother, they have these things. They know what these things are. If they were another type of human, they wouldn't tell us. If they were coming through a damn portal and they knew that, they damn sure wouldn't tell us that.
Right. That's a fact.
You know, so just take your pick. All we know is they won't tell us.
No. That's
so
a fact.
Just had to kind of figure that part out on our own.
No. So besides Bigfoot, do you have any other cryptids or paranormal or aliens, UFOs, any other kind of stories like that?
You know, the UFO stories, I don't have nothing cool. Like I seen when we were on Bigfoot Bounty, most of the cast, we all sat out there and watched this like ball of light. It was like a fireball sitting in front of Mount Adams because like we were staying at the base of Mount Adams, but Mount Adams took up the whole sky.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was like a big part of the sky.
Yeah.
We were that close to it. And this damn fireball is sitting there hovering, and then it jolts to the left, jolts to the right, and then shoom, gone.
No shit.
Now, I sat there and watched that with like 20 people.
No.
And, you know, the guy that was one of the judges, he was a molecular geneticist. He watched it and he goes, I'm going to bed. You know, outside of that, with other cryptids, I don't really have any other cryptid stories. I had some weird stuff go on with the Mothman.
Okay.
Or in Point Pleasant. So we had done, I got out there to Point Pleasant and they had the TNT bunkers and stuff, you know, and that's where we were. The Mothman was sighted there and stuff. And we did like a Aleister Crowley ritual.
Okay.
It was pretty intense, right? And then after that, we were live streaming all of this stuff. We had the REM pods here. We had the spirit box here. And something else, maybe the EMF meters. I don't know. But we were trying to communicate through the spirit box with something. And everything started surging at once. Like it was insane. Like it was seriously, it was like that ritual did something, because while this is going on, like the spirit box, you'll see the lights on everything dimming. And it's like, you know,
I believe it.
And that's going on. And then these TNT bunkers, they actually kept TNT in them.
Okay.
Right. And so they have they're like these little igloos out there. And they have like a 400-pound door on them.
Yeah.
That in case that thing was to blow, right?
Yeah.
That thing was open. And I promise you, it take you everything you got in your body to close that fucking door.
Oh, no shit.
It ain't easy to close. That damn door slammed.
Really?
By itself. Right as all this was going on. And never seen nothing. Didn't hear nothing. And we rolled out the next morning. You know, but yeah. I've been to look for like the lizard man. Yeah. I went to the Pine Barrens looking for the Jersey Devil. I really want to go back there. I went looking for the Pukwudgie and stuff in the Bridgewater Triangle, you know, but never really had nothing super cool happen there. You know, I wish I did. I wish I did. But most of my stuff has just been down here with this elusive ape down here in Florida.
Yeah, that's a. All right, so, you've been to a lot of national parks, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite one that you've been to, and like, you know, that you think that would probably have the most, you know, evidence, experience?
Yeah, you know, I'm real partial to my home.
Gotcha.
Right. Also, with the Everglades, I love the Everglades.
I can imagine.
The Everglades are they're also scary as hell.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a different feeling. The Everglades is a lot like where I go, right?
Now I'm from upstate New York. We don't have stuff like that down there.
Yeah. So like, but the Everglades is a lot like where I'm at. And when you go out into the glades, it's a different feeling, bro. Like you go to Olympic National Forest, right? The Olympics in Washington, and that shit's spooky. Okay, it looks. Let's just say it looks spooky. And sure, there are big cats in it, and there's bears up there. But son of a bitch, bro. Like these snakes.
Right.
You know, these snakes, we got crocodiles, we got alligators, we got you know, all kinds like killer bees, all that stuff. The spiders, like everything down here wants to kill you, as to where out there in like the Olympics, you know, it's just you kind of get lost. I think you could get lost real easy out there if you didn't know what the hell you're doing, because a lot of that is so tight, just like trees all over the place. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, it's got a different vibe to it. It's more of a haunting vibe, I would say, than like the Everglades. The Everglades is like the fucking swamp itself is alive.
All right.
You know, and then if I had to survive in one, though, I would pick down here.
What was that with that? I seen that. What was that one video where the snakes were wrapped around the tree, tied around the tree, still alive? I think that was Everglades.
Probably. But no, hey, seriously, the Pine Barrens, the New Jersey Pine Barrens, I love that place. I do. That.
Yeah, I've never been there. I want to go.
Bro, that place.
I've been over to Clinton Road. You know, the whole Clinton Road thing.
The whole movie. The movie with Ice-T.
Yeah.
Did you see that? There's like a movie called Clinton Road with Ice-T, the rapper.
Oh, okay. Is there?
Yeah, it's fucking terrible, dude. It's about Clinton Road, you know.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the Pine Barrens and the Pine Barrens looks a lot like here. It's just planted pines everywhere.
Okay.
But it's cool as hell because like they have these cranberry bogs all over the place, and it blew my mind because you could just get in the water and it wasn't shit that was in there that was going to eat you.
All right.
You know, you were good to do whatever. And I swam my way across this bog, you know, and I didn't have to worry about nothing grabbing me. But I started thinking about Jason Voorhees when I was doing it. I was like, oh shit, you know, because your mind, I think, has to have something to be afraid of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. But you know, there was one place I went in Oregon. They had like lava tubes. I can't really tell you where I was at because I don't fucking know. I was on a TV show. I was on Bigfoot Bounty, and they took me like Mount St. Helens, Bluff Creek. They took me some places in Oregon, and there was a place in Oregon that had lava tubes, like where the lava from Mount St. Helens, I guess, or one of the volcanoes had dried. Okay. It left these huge ass tubes underground, and they were like 20, 30 foot tall, go on for miles. And it's like a cave, you know, that shit was Gifford Pinchot, I think is what it was called. That was really pretty. You know, and it's just different. Depends on what you like, I guess. I went to Dulce, New Mexico. And we were in like I
hear a lot of stuff down there.
Oh, that's a cool place, man. But we were in a canyon, and it was like out of a movie. It just kind of went back and forth, and you could tell where the water had like washed all of this rock. Beautiful, dude. Beautiful. Like I didn't know the fucking woods in New Mexico looked like that. In Dulce, New Mexico, the actual forested parts were gorgeous. They were, yeah, they had to be some of the prettiest. California sucks. Fuck California. All of it, every last bit of it. I've been to Bluff Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty, I guess. Nothing spectacular. The Sierras, it's so dry. Like I'm having to snort water. Right? Sure. So my nose didn't bleed. And that really sucked, man, because it was I'd like to enjoy it, you know what I mean? But I just like that was just the one issue. It was so dry in California, even in kind of the northern part of the state. Like it was, you know, like Humboldt and stuff. That was kind of dry too, and I'm just not used to it. I'm from a place where like it's 100% humidity, so we're not getting nosebleeds here.
Yeah, Humboldt's a sketchy place too, ain't it?
Fuck yeah! Anytime. Okay, so like, as a white man, the Native Americans do not treat me well. They fucking hate white people. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I was almost extorted in Dulce.
No shit.
The shit that happened in Macy, Nebraska with that one. I had a good experience on the Chehalis Reservation in Washington State, right? But like the other couple Indian reservations that I had been taken to hunt Bigfoot,
yeah,
brother, it was just like it was weird because see, the problem is like with Dulce, I didn't have my permit on me. It was back at camp. They knew I was there to film. I was out with a tribal elder, and the elder goes, "You don't have your permit on you?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Huh?" He goes, "I can take your car right now." And he wanted me to give him money so that he wouldn't
I can see that.
impound everything I had and lock us up because see, they have their own like police system there.
Right.
They're sovereign, right? So they don't abide by the rest of the rules of the country. Like some of the cool things is like they could go hunting any fucking day they wanted to.
I don't know shit.
They do whatever the fuck they want pretty much. They got pretty good laws for them. You know what I mean? But like don't be the outsider coming in.
Copy.
And don't be the white man because they fucking brother, they be getting pissed about it. And like, hey, I told the guys in Nebraska, I was like, listen, guys, y'all gotta let that shit go. Y'all invited us up here. I didn't have a damn thing to do with any of that. I wasn't even fucking born, bro. Like, can't we just hang out? You know? But yeah, you know, and then you get down in kind of the same way in the deep South. Once you get in the neighborhood and you get to asking around, and like you see these horror movies where somebody always comes up and they're like, "Yo, you don't need to be coming around here looking at that kind of stuff." That's a real thing.
Right.
That's happened to me a couple times. People are like, and I think the problem is they're out there growing fucking dope or something.
Right.
And they don't want you snooping around in the woods, but like people have threatened us before for it. Like the parks have threatened us for no fucking reason.
No.
Yeah.
I believe it.
It's wild, man. It's always best to like Bigfoot on private land.
So do you think Bigfoot is aggressive? Like, do you think if you do the wrong thing, it can get aggressive with you?
100%. You know, they're territorial. They don't want you around.
No.
They don't want you around on your terms. They want you around on their terms. If it comes to where all of a sudden you surprise them, like maybe they were sleeping and you walked up and woke their asses up, that'll probably go bad for you. Now, if they're coming and scoping you out, I think you're usually okay, you know, because they got the upper hand. They feel, you know what I mean. But and a lot of my encounters, kind of the times that were aggressive, reflect that.
Gotcha. No,
it's
that does make sense, though.
It's like we pulled up and stopped, and then the truck got bluff charged. You know, so.
Oh yeah. What are your thoughts on Ohio right now? The sightings in Ohio.
I don't know, man. I think it's odd that they all kind of went to the same person.
Was it the same person?
Yeah, the same person took all the reports.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's kind of strange. Like, don't you think somebody would call the BFRO? And maybe the BFRO did get calls. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, me either.
Maybe the BFRO did get calls. And if they did, it's just uncharacteristic, right?
Yeah.
That a Bigfoot would be seen over and over again in kind of right. And they usually stay in the same area for a couple weeks and then they're gone.
Right.
Maybe if it's real, maybe this Bigfoot, you know, maybe there's something to be learned about their behavior. Maybe some of them don't care if you see them.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them is on the spectrum. And he just keeps getting
Right.
seen. And like the rest of the Bigfoot are kind of mad at him. Like, bro, quit giving her spot away.
Um. So what are your I think we talked about it before, but what we weren't recording last time. But like, what are your thoughts on Dogman, Skinwalker, and those kind of subjects?
I got a guy coming in on my podcast. He's a military guy, and they had a perimeter breach somewhere in California. They had a perimeter breach, and they engaged this thing
No.
and started like shooting it, and then like called for backup, and then backup was shooting it too.
No.
And he says it was a skinwalker.
Okay.
I really hope that's bullshit. Like running into a Bigfoot's one thing, even if they're coming through a portal. I still kind of think that's one thing, but like you don't hear nothing good about Skinwalker.
Nah, facts. Same with Dogman.
Yeah, it's same with Dogman. You don't hear nothing, but if you want to know the truth, I think it's all the same thing ultimately. And I think that's why when I said earlier, everybody's Bigfoot journey, everybody's experience is unique to themselves.
No.
I think what we're dealing with is a phenomena that presents itself to you based on you.
All right.
You may not ever see a Bigfoot, but you may see UFOs, or you may have ghost encounters.
Right.
You may see a Dogman. You may come up across something else, but it was based on you.
Yeah.
I think it's all kind of the same thing, because especially like between ghosts and aliens and Bigfoot, there's so many similarities, right? Like when people say they get abducted, everything just goes dead ass silent. If you look at like Terry Lovelace, he got abducted in the mountains with an army buddy, and everything went silent.
Right.
They talk about the same thing with Bigfoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's also mentioned in the paranormal. Everything just gets quiet.
Yeah.
And the battery's going dead. The sulfuric smells, the druids, they would do this thing where they would go out and knock on trees and ask for something. And if they got a reply back, their wish would be granted. And that's where the knock on wood comes from. Right? So,
okay.
If we're knocking on trees nowadays and something knocks back, we think that's a Bigfoot.
Right.
If you're in a haunted house and you knock on the table, and then you'll get a knock back. Like there's a ghost documentary about the Conjuring house. I think it's called Sleepless Unrest. And they're knocking, and something in the woods is knocking back, but they're thinking it's a ghost and not a Bigfoot.
Right.
So I think it's all the same shit, bro.
No.
Every encounter, whether it be aliens or demons or Bigfoot or Frogman, whatever, there's this really terrible smell that comes with it.
Right.
People talk about telepathy with all of it.
No. Yeah, that's a fact too.
Brother, I think we're dealing with the same thing, at least in some form. And we just haven't put that piece together because we're too compartmentalized. Me
and my buddy used to go urban exploring to like abandoned psych wards. And Wingdale, New York, they have an abandoned psych ward that's bigger than the town itself. Like everybody worked at the psych ward, and it's literally the only place that we ever got bad vibes. And I have one video that for some reason I turn around, and this door that's completely heavy metal dragging on the floor just opens up real quick and makes a noise. And I didn't realize it in real time until I watched it after. And then I noticed it. And yeah, there was a couple things in that video, but that was the only place that we like really got the vibes. There was something going on there. Wingdale, New York.
Damn. Yeah. You know, I've done a bunch of ghost hunting, and you know, I almost think you can ghost hunt anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I almost think this phenomenon is where you can just do it anywhere. I don't think you have to be in a haunted house. I think definitely some places carry an energy, you know, and that place can be in the middle of the woods, it can be on top of a mountain, it can be in an old sanitarium.
Yeah.
You know, it's just strange, man, and I can't see how people get so closed-minded, because I think you sell yourself short on something that's really amazing.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really think that if you think Bigfoot's only an ape, and you're going to ignore so much more of the experience, and you just end up cheating yourself, because at the end of the day, people got to realize we don't know jack shit about none of this.
Right. Yeah.
We don't, you know, all we know is that it's a real thing that's occurring.
Yeah.
And it seems to be occurring more and more.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it seems like there's either people are lying, or there are way more encounters of everything.
No.
Like, look at the surge in Dogman reports.
Once all these podcasts came out, people were finally not scared of telling their stories, because other people finally started telling their stories, and that kind of thing too.
Yeah. You know, so it feels almost like something's coming. And I think that's why we're going to get disclosure, at least to some degree, to where, because whatever disclosure is going to be most likely bullshit. I find it hard to believe that they're just going to up and tell us the truth.
Exactly. I'm in the same belief.
You know, I think it'd just be some bullshit, but it will be an acknowledgement.
Right.
Whether they're telling us the truth or not, the whole truth, I think there'll be an acknowledgement. And I think I'm hopeful that Bigfoot's in the alien disclosure.
No. That's a fact.
Know, because if they're going to come forward and talk about interdimensional beings,
I couldn't believe that JD Vance said that he thinks demons are aliens.
Yeah,
that right there threw me off. That's what I always believed.
Right. And I think so too, you know, and I think all this may be tied to some spiritualism, you know. But yeah, if they're saying that they're coming, because we know that they're coming through another dimension. They've already been talking about that for quite some time. Right. What's to say Bigfoot and everything else ain't sliding in and out of? That would make the most sense. Why haven't we found a body?
Exactly.
Why can't we catch one?
All right.
You know, and then how do we know we ain't found a fucking body?
No.
Do you think they would tell you?
No. Yeah, I'm the crazy guy at work that everybody says, "Oh, why they didn't find a body yet?" And I don't even bother arguing with people.
You can't,
go do the research. Go do your own research and really look at it.
Yeah, you can't argue with them, because there's no There's no fucking point in arguing with somebody that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? You need to surround yourself. It's good to have a skeptic, but it's not good. It's not constructive to have somebody who's closed off and will never believe it.
Right.
Like the kid the other night on the expedition, when he got told that thing he was just looking at in the swamp wasn't the tall guy that he thought it was. He gave the thermal up and went and got in the car and said, fuck this. So, because it was funny as hell all weekend. The old crazy Bigfooters, you guys are just intense, too crazy. And then some shit happens and he's like, yeah, fuck all this. So, well, brother, I got to get, man.
And if I could just finish it off with, I mean, we were kind of already talked about it, but what do you think Bigfoot really is?
Harry Ho Woods pimp. No, if I had to pick, I would say, because I don't know what do I think. What do I think Bigfoot is? I think he's real.
No, me too.
As or anything outside of that, I have no fucking clue, man. Your guess is as good as mine.
No, I hear you.
Because like some of my encounters, some of the things I've had happen indicate that it's just a normal primate.
Yeah.
And then other shit says that it's something from out of this world.
Right.
So.
I really appreciate you doing this.
Hey, no problem, bud. I'm glad we could get it done, you know?
Definitely.
Sorry, I've been, my schedule's so full. So it's,
no problem, man. No problem.
Yeah, like today was also like, you remember last week I had that script read that went way too long. I was doing the second part of that today, and thank God my computer crashed. So we're gonna pick back up Saturday and finish that, you know, because that got me off of. I was starting to zone out, brother. I was like, "Oh my God, we've talked about this so much." But, well, right on, bro. Man, I appreciate you having me on, and yeah, brother, no problem, dude.
Stacy Brown, I appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night, brother.
No, we'll definitely have to do something. We'll definitely stay in contact.
Oh yeah, hey, I got an invite to come up to New York.
Okay.
So I don't know how that's going to pan out, but this guy I was wanting to get on the podcast said he wanted to bring me up there. So we'll see.
Yeah, let me know. I'll come wherever.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, right on, dude. You have a good night.
All right, you too, bro.
Later, bro.
Bye.
Bye.